Hello and welcome to another Video Dust tutorial. This time we're going to go over the effect Neon. So if I load a preset. Okay, on the desktop user interface, it's pretty basic. You have brightness, contrast, and your blend modes. And the brightness and contrast are quite key for this effect. As you can see, if I bring the contrast up and down, just sort of key out the backgrounds. And on the iPad, it's sort of split up into three separate areas. The glow section is made up of these three sliders here. And the color generator and fader section is sort of in the middle from saturation to the color X fade slider here. And I'll start on the left on the far slider, which is called Neon, and that one adjust the amount of sort of neon look for the effect, and you can turn that off as well. And the blend slider is an additive mix of the color into the effect, and the saturation is the amount of color, and the color speed is the speed at which the sequencer runs, the color sequencer. So as you can see, if I bring that up, it slows it down. So the further up, the larger the number in speed in milliseconds. So if I bring that down, speeds up, and then you can turn that off as well. The next section is X and Y dimensions. And if I change to another preset, we can have a better look at that. I can show you what it's doing. So this is the color. You can plainly see, it's easier to see here, the color generator, and the X dimensions and the Y dimensions. And next to that you have the color blur, which is essentially a global blur over the whole color palette. So the further you go, the more blur it adds up to the top, where it's essentially turns it into one color. Alright, and underneath that is a smooth button. So it adds a smooth to the grid. And the color, the one next to that, the color X fade, does a crossfade between the generated colors. So if I bring that up, the next one is the glow amount, which adds the glow, and the glow lume, which stands for glow luminance, decides how much of the color to use, how much of the luminance to use. And the blur blurs the whole glow effect. If you go back to, say, preset 4, and what we have here is you've got a nice sort of colored neon effect, outline effect, and here on the global output we've turned the input to black and white, and we've added a reflect blend mode. And say preset number 12, we've taken virtually that same effect we had, but just split the RGBs. So we've panned the green here to the left and the red to the right. And then of course, if you want, you can turn the output black and white. This covers everything, all the basics for Neon. Thank you.